Hello my beautiful souls, welcome to my channel. My name is Sanja. Before we even start, this video might be triggering to some people. So today I was inspired by one of your comments on Instagram, and the video that that was commented underneath went, the universe doesn't want you to work harder, it wants you to trust it. And the video went, I trusted and then I made an arc. Knock destroyed my life and inner structure inside my soul. Now there are some trust issues with the universe. First of all, no one can destroy the inner structure of your soul. The soul is there to guide you. The soul is non-physical. That non-physical is always there, and you can't destroy it from the physical. We have this physical experience for a reason. We're here to expand, to even just get all of these things that we couldn't do in the non-physical. Like the bodies, people sometimes don't like their bodies, don't like how they look. This is your vessel. You have a body, you're not a body. You're here just to experience this. And every single one of us, again, this is my belief, my channel, my beliefs, what I believe to be true. This is what we chose in the first place, to come to this physical experience. We didn't come here because someone pushed us, because we didn't, want to, we were forced. We came here voluntarily, or whatever word you want to use it, for expansion, for this new way of living. That's why we have death, not because there's not life after death, but we just transition from physical to non-physical. We go back to non-physical. So if you don't like your body, just think for a second, I'm not my body, I have this. And in order to experience this physical life, maybe I should look after it better, etc, etc. So number one, the soul cannot be shattered, cannot be destroyed, it's the non-physical, it's, so that's number one. Number two, when someone meets a knock, again, speaking from my own personal experience and people that I've met around me and their own experience, there's a sort of naivety that comes with it. When people say, oh, good people always get hurt, I want to be a good person, because they always they always take advantage of good people. You don't take advantage the mean people. They don't take advantage of good people. They take advantage of naive people. So if you're coming from that perspective of, I met a knock and destroyed my life, like I trusted the universe before, ask yourself, what was it inside of you that maybe you haven't healed from yet, that maybe you thought you weren't worthy of anything, that maybe there was a lesson to be learned there, that maybe that was your we're always going to have contrasts in this physical experience. The contrast means we're going to get something that we usually don't think we want, so the wish can be sent out, and if we raise our vibration to that wish, we can expand. What we usually do is stay in that contrast, and then we are like, oh, why this happened to me, that person destroyed me, that person did this, that person did that, this experience happened to me, this is why I can't move on. You staying it on purpose, not because you want to. No one taught you better, maybe you don't know there's a better way, you thought they were maybe teaching you that that's correct way to do things, and instead of raising the vibration, which is my whole channel is about how to do that, actually expanding and getting the life that you want, you stay there. So if you truly trust, now whatever you want to call it, you can call it universe, you can call it God, you can call it Jesus, you can call it source, you can, whatever your belief it is, that there is something out there. For me, I was never a religious person in terms of thinking there's, a God form person now that, created like this world, but if you don't stick to certain rules, you're gonna go to eternal hell, but he loves you unconditionally, but you're gonna be burning in hell for the rest of your life. So there are conditions, but then that isn't conditional love. It never made sense to me, like it wasn't logical to me, and I'm thinking, what are these people talking about? And then I sort of went on my own path. So I realized that if you want to call it, let's say God, the source, it's everywhere. It's in every single cell, every single atom, it's in every single one of us, it's in every plant, it's everything. So everything is that source. And again, however you want to call it, the name itself, the amount of people that argue about the name is not important. What you associate with it, what are you going to do about it? How are you going to behave? Are you going to, what I believe in terms of heaven and hell is that we create it. We created ourselves in this physical. We are the ones who choose based on our emotions, based on our vibration. What we're going to attract is whether in this physical we're going to live heaven or hell. It's up to us. We have that power. That's why that source energy, the universe, the God, again, whatever you want to call it, it's in all of us, because we have that power. We are life. Something, that higher power, whatever it was, gave us this life, but with that life comes a certain power with it. You're not just life with nothing. You're life with power, because again, you are life. So if you're gonna really trust the universe, God, source, this video, I called it universe. Again, it's the same meaning. You're gonna do it through thick and thin, meaning, let's say this knot came into your life and destroyed your life. If you truly, and this is where it comes to, you didn't even believe it in the first place, because if you truly believed it, you would say, okay, I know there's a reason for this. I know, what can I do? I can follow my intuition. I can follow my inner guidance system. I can follow how this makes me feel. If I truly am gonna trust the universe, I know that something amazing, beneficial for me is gonna come out of this. And maybe I don't see it yet, and maybe I need to work on my healing first, but I know I trust the universe, which does, trusting the universe, God, etc., does not mean staying in that relationship. Does not mean, okay, I'm gonna get slapped, I'm gonna, let this person destroy my life, I'm gonna let them in. No, as soon as you see the red flags, as soon as you see, okay, something's not right here, this is giving me, some feeling inside that it's not that maybe comfortable. There's so many different ways that you can feel inside to actually, sort of have a little bit of sense something's not really right here. And maybe if you didn't have that in the beginning, maybe this is your way to learn. And maybe this person, although you thought they destroy your life, maybe if you really, really pay attention to the lesson, you can tell yourself, okay, maybe it could have been worse. And maybe this is the lesson for me to learn now, so I can get someone that is gonna build a life with me, that is gonna make the best part of my life yet. That if you truly trust the universe, if you really trust it from the start. So when you say I trusted it, but now I don't trust it or I have issues with it, you didn't trust it in the first place. Maybe you wanted to trust it, but you didn't. Because when you do trust God, universe, source, Jesus, when you trust whoever that higher power is, you know that even when something bad happens, you know that they're going to be there for you, that it happened for a reason. But you also, like I said, have that power to change things, to change that situation. Sometimes you even need to ask for help. You need to let go. You need to give that challenge, problem, situation, whatever it is, and say, listen, I'm letting go now. It's in your hands. You know much better than I am. I didn't know how to sort this out. Please help me. I know you could do it much better. I'm letting it go. It's in your hands. It's in your power. It's in, I'm letting it go. I'm trusting you. That's what complete trust means. That even in the situations where you don't see the lesson, can't make sense out of it, you let it go in the end. And you know there's someone there who's going to sort everything out for you. We keep having the same lessons, I said this before, until we learn that lesson. So if you say, let's say someone on the topic of narcissist, let's say someone meets a narcissist. What if anyone has ever have had any relationship with narcissists, in family, in partnership, in any sort of way, you know what that relationship is like. Let's say, yeah, you now move on, you don't have that narcissistic person in your life, you meet another narcissist, and you're like, ages later or months or years later, how did I let this happen? I was already with a narcissist before. How come I didn't recognize them? Then let's say you move on from that. You get another narcissistic person in any form, friendship, partners, any form. That means you did not learn the lesson that was sent to you in the first place. Maybe the lesson was stop being so naive. Maybe the lesson was, okay, I'm too naive. I don't know how to read signs. I don't know when someone is, I don't maybe know how to trust my own intuition. Maybe I should quiet my mind for a bit. Maybe when someone new comes into my life, I should sit and ask myself, okay, is there some similarities with the person before that? Is it, how am I feeling? What is this? When a person is right for you, you'll feel peace. This is what we are not taught. We usually feel, this like, sort of like butterflies, but we feel kind of nervous, and we feel like when the person is right for you, in friendship, in partnership, you feel peace. You feel like that's where you belong. You can rest. You're relieved. You can be yourself. You can be the most ugliest, the most beautiful, and you'll be okay. You're not gonna have to, make everything perfect, and I need to be like this, God forbid he sees me without makeup or whatever. You're gonna have peace. And that's what we're not taught at all. And that's why so many people say, well, I didn't see the red flags, or I didn't see, because you thought that the behavior that you had, that inner instinct that you had, that meant, oh, this person is right for you. But the peacefulness, the calmness, that, friendship, that you can share anything, be who you are, explore all these other possibilities of, your future, or not just ask, knowing about, what color you like and what food you like, and, something like that. But what are your goals? What are your values? The topics are different. The way you speak to them is different. There's no gossiping. There's no judging. There's no criticizing. Not just between the two of you. That person won't do it to anyone else. Will not say those things to the, I don't know, person on the TV, or talking behind someone's back, or, there's so many little things that you can pay attention to. If a person also is not settled, they always have to do something, they always have to be somewhere, they can't sit in silence for a minute, they can't, or they'll go nuts, mad, if they're not having that peace inside themselves, it's also a sign, maybe I should be cautious with this person. If that's who you are, if you can't sit still with yourself, without any distractions, like without checking your phone, without your TV being turned on, without even, I don't know, clock ticking on your wall, complete silence, you should really, 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 really see what's happening. Because when I'm in silence, when I have that peace, I can recharge. I feel so much better. Usually people who are not comfortable with peace and calm are people who do not have that within them, and who should face those shadows, who should seek professional help, who should heal from their trauma, who should work on loving themselves, who act from insecurities. And that person cannot truly express empathy, can't truly express love, can truly look after you or build a life with you, proper life. Because they'll always have that maybe drama within them, that pain within them, that insecurities within them, that, someone cut me off and I could have had a better life, but they did this and now I'm stuck here and I'm like that. All of these things that maybe you could have learned with that narcissistic person, so you don't get any of those people around you ever again. And instead of trusting the universe, actually trusting, you were saying to yourself, okay, I'll trust it while it's good. If it turns bad, I'm not going to trust you. That's not trust. That is absolute not trust. So if you really want to trust it, when something bad happens, because everything is around perspective, ask yourself, okay, this could have been this is my contrast. The contrast only happens once. You decide how long you're going to stay in it. So if this is a repetition of the same situation you had in the past, maybe with, the same person in a different body, but the same situation, ask yourself, this is the lesson. What can I learn from this? Maybe you're not going to get the answer in a day, but if you keep asking yourself that question every single day, few times a day, maybe in the morning, try to journal it, maybe try to figure it out. What happened that I allowed this person to do this to me? A narcissistic person cannot, I repeat, cannot destroy your life unless you let them. They cannot. And I've been there. You give your all, you give love, you think if you give more, they'll see it, they'll appreciate it more, they'll trust more that the potential I see in them. But when we see that potential in someone else, that only means that if we were them, we would do things differently. So every time you see the potential in someone, if they don't want to see it, if they don't want to work on it, if they are not giving with actions, not just words, with actions, okay, let's go towards it. Not just like for a month or 2 or 3, but the actual, you can see the dedication, you can see the perseverance, you can see, the consistency. If you don't see any of that, just realize, okay, they don't see my potential. No matter how much I love them, no matter how much I give of myself, they won't cherish it, they won't appreciate it. It's not about you giving more of yourself. You both should give more. You both should want to give more. You both should grow more. Not if I pour all of myself into you, you'll flourish. You do that with kids, but also not all of it. Because I love my daughter, I make sure I take care of myself. Because if I don't take care of myself, what am I teaching my daughter? Okay, you should never take care of yourself. You should put yourself last. That's not going to happen. How I want my daughter to live: fully, peace, joyous, looking after herself, having the best time of her life, appreciating herself, loving herself, having trust in herself. I have to show that. So if you love someone, you take care of yourself first. And also, if that person loves you, they are going to look after themselves as well. So both of you, when you look after yourselves, when you're strong, when your cup is overflowing, all of that is overflowing will go on to other people, your loved ones, anyone that is around you, but your cup will still be full. So everything that is overflowing, which comes from looking after yourself, from working on yourself, for putting yourself first most of the time. There are few that are like, yeah, but if you have kids, if you're looking over someone, yes, you are telling me that you can't look after yourself if you're also looking after someone else. Isn't let's say, if you look after your mental health, your physical health, your happiness, your everything, gonna have better impact, is gonna help this person more? Or do you think if you're miserable, you're gonna help this person more? That, again, the logic for me is, there's no logic in that for me. You can't be sick enough to help sick person get better. That's not how it works. You want a difference? You want to change? You have to be the change. You want happiness in the world? You want more kindness in the world? You have to be that person. You want good people to stop getting advantage of? You have to stop being naive. This has nothing to do with being a good or a bad person. It's whether you are or not naive. You maybe had a habit of being naive. You were taught that's how you're supposed to behave, and maybe that's, you were letting someone else exploit you because you thought you were doing the good thing. But when they say, if you let someone steal your happiness, steal your joy, ruin your life, take that lovely energy, whatever it is that you had in that moment, you are making them a thief. But you were the one who did that. Maybe they don't even know it, that they're thieves. But you allowed them to do that to you. And a lot of people don't want to hear this. A lot of people say, well, I didn't want this. I'm not saying you wanted it. I am saying you allowed it. With your behavior, with your words, with your thoughts, with your actions. You allowed it. When you set a boundary, you don't set a boundary and just go around and say, this is my boundary, but don't you dare cross it. Then they cross it and they're like, well, don't cross it. This is my boundary, but then they cross it. You keep telling them, no, you set a boundary. You can explain it to them. But if they cross it, done. Like done, tutto finito, completo. However that phrase goes, done. I told you, if you did this, this is gonna happen. You did this. Adios. I'm not wishing you bad things. I'm wishing you all the best. But if you appreciated me, you would appreciate my boundary. I'm not gonna repeat myself thousands of times and you keep crossing my boundary. No. This is my boundary. If you cross it, this is gonna happen. They cross it, then that's happening. You remove the contact, you remove them from your life, you stop communicating with them, done. What I used to do, I give first chance, second chance, third chance, fifth chance, 10th chance, 1,000th chance, thinking, okay, well, if they see me being nice and being polite and being kind and me forgiving them, maybe they'll get better. You can forgive them and never speaking to them ever again. Never seeing them ever again. Never have any sort of connection with them ever again. Not wishing them bad. Wishing them all the best. Because if they heal, if they're happy, they're not going to do that anymore. They're going to respect themselves. And with that respect for themselves, they're going to respect others. They're going to love themselves. With that love from themselves, they're going to love others. If they heal, they'll see more clearly. They understand others better. And then they'll treat them better. So wish them all the best in the world. Don't say, oh, karma will take care of them. That goes after you too. If you wish someone bad and even say that sentence, will karma look after them? Karma will take care of them. You're not coming from the good vibration. Your vibration is still revenge. Although you're just letting karma do that for you. You're going to get that lower vibration of revenge. Don't say that. Whatever you give out vibrationally, you're getting back. It doesn't matter what words you use. So everyone has karma. Everyone is getting what they give out. Give out love, give out peace, give out joy, give out healing, give out good vibrations. See that that person is seeking out for help, but it's not your job to fix that. There are a lot of people who just moan for the sake of moaning. The only way you can actually help someone is if they, number one, they want to, get help and to allow someone to actually help them. But second, they will work with that help that they get. They will not exploit this person, but they'll show the appreciation. They'll actually show it with actions, not just say, thank you, I appreciate it. They will make sure they, really, truly use that help. And once they raise their vibration and once they expand, we just are going to, let's say, pour into each other's cups, but they're going to overflow into other people as well with the good stuff. So if someone says, I want help, but then when you try to help them, they refuse to grow, they refuse to use the methods that you give them, they refuse to be consistent, they refuse to trust in the process, then whether they want to be helped or not, you can't help them. A lot of people like, I need help, I need help. Here's your help, do this. Well, no, I can't. I tried it for 5 days, it didn't work. I need help, I need help. We'll do that. Well, no, I don't have time for this. That's again another way how you'll know whether you should help someone or not. Yes, you can give them help for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, see how they'll react. Some people will maybe be good for a month and then they're like, no, thank you, this isn't working, or go back to their old self. They'll just, and when that happens, you just say, okay, nothing bad happened here. My conscience is clear, but I'm just not gonna ride the same boat here and now make you ruin my life or go against me or do this. I see now who you truly are, and just, wish you all the best. Bye. And when you are going on this journey like that, you could get a lot of the times when you're alone, because you're now picky. You're not going to let just anyone come into your life. Everyone is valuable. We all have the same value. However, I'm not going to let anyone be around me who is just going to, make me miserable or put me down, or, having those low vibrations. Let's spread joy. Let's talk about joy. Let's get together and just share love and share all the goodness, and talk about how we can get things better, and how we can do things better and improve ourselves together. Again, in friendships, mostly in friendships, I had many mates, many people that I thought were my friends. And when I started working on myself and I started raising my vibrations, I had a choice whether I'm going to stay on that high vibration and go even higher while they're here, whether they're going to come up, which they didn't, they stay there. So I only had a choice whether I'm going to be here and go higher, or whether I'm going to go back down. And I didn't want to go back down. I said, F this. I tried it a million times with so many, and I'm like, you know what? Bye. And then I met people that were on that higher vibration. It took a while. However, also in being alone, I was maybe lonely for a bit, but then when you're comfortable with being alone, when you're happy with being alone, I didn't stay away from people. I just want to clarify that. I wasn't in the position where, I don't like people. That's not good for you either. I'm staying away from all people, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. That might sound a bit bad, but we need connections in this human form, in this physical form. We need connections with other people as well. So you staying away from people, you like completely, is not good for you. So I wasn't staying away from people. I was still meeting people. I was still meeting new people. I was still, but I would see very, very quickly, because now I've learned from, previous times, and I made sure I learned things, that, okay, this is not the relationship with me, but I'm not giving up. Relationship in terms of friendships, I was looking out for friends. And I'm like, this isn't the type of the friendship that I want. Again, wish you all the well, but we're not going to meet up. And you don't even have to say this to this person. There are a lot of ways that you can just let the other person know you're not going to be available to them. But again, never from a bad place. Never go from a bad place. And I would just like, okay, this isn't for me. Let's keep going. 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 And I was fine with being alone. I wasn't feeling lonely anymore. I was feeling nice. I was feeling my energy is lovely. No one's ruining this energy. No one is putting me down. No one is coming here. I'm not letting them. I felt so confident. And then, time has passed and passed. And then, when you have friends that are amazing, that are great, that are awesome, so if you're in that in between phase, a lot of people say don't give up. It's not about giving up. Just relax. Enjoy that alone time. Enjoy that feeling alone. Enjoy working on yourself. Enjoy having that vibration that no one is ruining it. Enjoy that there are no energy vampires around you. Enjoy that you don't have those types of people that will now try and create drama in your life. Why would you allow anyone to do that to you? When you reach that stage, you're like, okay, I might not met that person yet. However, I'm not that low like I used to be. I'm not surrounded by people who are just on the low vibration, who just want to judge, who just want to use other people, who just want to criticize, who just want to complain for the sake of complaining. You know, if you love someone, you're not going to complain to them. The only way that I could, let's say, approve of a complaint or someone complaining about something in their life is if they're actually explaining it to me so that I can help them, so that maybe I could just listen to them once, just once, not just repeating once, and maybe we can come to the solution together. Or maybe even just by listening to them that once, they'll feel better, and that's all they're gonna need. So you're not complaining for the sake of complaining. You're, let's say, complaining for the sake of the solution. You're complaining so you can raise your vibration, or sharing it with someone that actually can help you. So you're describing the situation, but with vibration of, okay, we're going to get to the solution with this, not stay on the vibration of a problem. So there is a huge difference. If you're a person who every day comes back home from work to your family and all you do is say how your day was bad and this happened and that happened, for the sake of complaining, not for the sake of reaching a solution with your partner, let's say, maybe they'll be the wise one to give you the advice and you actually listen to that and work on reaching that goal. But you're just there for sake of complaining. What on earth do you think you're doing? You claim to love these people. And again, this is just because we're not taught better. I'm just saying this. Maybe it's going to sound harsh. What are you doing? You love these people. You want them to be happy. You want them to be joyous. You want them to have peace, really? And you're complaining to them and letting them know how bad your day was. And that's going to make them happy? Of course not. So before you enter the house, before you enter, see your friends, see your family members, talk to yourself. I love them. How do I want them to feel? I want them to feel happy, joyous, peaceful, grateful, have fun in their lives, enjoy their lives. Okay, if I go there and complain, will that help that? No. I mean, I'm really hoping like you understand this. No. So, and is this that happened more important than my family's happiness? No. Well, again, it shouldn't be. This is just something, okay, it happened. I'll get over it. It's my family, their joy, their peace, their smile on their faces are much more valuable than anything here, whatever this may be. If you need to sort this out, sort it out. But don't put your burden on, and again, complain for the sake of complaining. Especially not if you have kids, especially not to the kids. If you come back home from work tired and you just want to rest and your kids want to play with you, come on. What if we died tomorrow? You would, or we're, I don't know, 80, 100 now, and all we want to do is go back to when the kids were little, when they asked us, can you play with me? I'll play with you. I'll do whatever. Don't turn the TV on. Switch your phone off. Put it on vibrate mode if you have to. But don't look at it. Don't go through social media. Be present for them. Be present with your partner. Be present with your friend. I'm really hoping this is gonna click in for you. So to respond to that comment, if you trust the universe, when you have a contrast, you know that's the wish has been sent out. You just have to raise that vibration. Not by, oh, I don't trust you anymore. I have confidence issues now. You didn't trust it in the first place then. And then when you trust it, you just let it go. You enjoy life, enjoyment, feeling good, feeling appreciation, learning. Again, learning, if there's a lesson to be learned, there's always a lesson to be learned. When they say, well, I lost my loved one, how is that a lesson to be learned? How were you treating that person? Let's say you lost a loved one. For number one, grieving means you love. So grieving is fine. Lesson. Every single loved one around you, you can express your love more. You can tell them you love them more. You can show them you love them more. You can tell them how much you appreciate them more. You can devote your life to feel fully, happily, joyous, filled with the most amazing things in life in honor of that person. You are going to make sure that you live your life joyous and excited, even in grief, having peace in honor of that person. Maybe I didn't tell them how much I love them. I'll make the lesson. I'll make sure that everyone that is in this physical life, I let them know as often as possible. That they truly know to their core how much they mean to me, how much I love them, how much I appreciate them. There's never going to be a goodbye without I love you as a last sentence. I take my daughter to school. I love you, last sentence. I love you. Have a wonderful day. Have an amazing day. Bye-bye. Love you. When my daughter is going to bed, good night. Have sweet dreams. Hugs. Kisses, good night, I love you. Even she says, good night, I love you. Not the last one is not good night. The last one is I love you. Play with me, mum. Draw with me, mum. Sit next to me. I'm sitting next to you. So losing a person in your life, that could be the lesson. I'll treat the loved ones that are here physically better, more. If we have an argument, I'm not going to leave until we sort it out, until we hug it out. The last time I hug someone, when I say goodbye, I'll treat it as if it was the last hug. I'll hug that person for a minute, for 2 minutes. Not because it is, but because we don't know when the last hug is. That could be the lesson. I'll make sure I hug everyone as much as possible while they're still here. And appreciate them, and again, show them. Not just tell someone something, show them. With one of the, I don't remember the last words with every person that have transitioned to non-physical, but I remember with one of my grandparents, the last words he said, "You're an angel." And that stuck with me. And I'm thinking, that is so... First of all, he's never called me an angel before. He's never said it before. It's not something that he's ever mentioned that is like one of the sentences that he used to say. But even if it was, I remember just being shocked at him saying that in the most loveliest way possible. And knowing that that was the last sentence he ever gave me was, every time I remember that moment, although it was, although I miss him, although I wish he was physically here, I love that that was the last sentence. And if someone transitioned to non-physical and you weren't on a good note, or maybe there was something that you regret doing or, not doing, that's the lesson. You have other loved ones that are there. So don't have the same lesson repeating itself. Learn as soon as possible so that doesn't have to repeat. And to know that every single one of us is gonna go from physical to non-physical. Even now, everyone that's transitioned to non-physical, they're all around us and everywhere. Maybe we just don't feel them. Maybe we just don't, have that, oh, well, I can't hug you, I can't kiss you. But we're gonna be in the non-physical together anyway one day, there is a part of us that is already in the non-physical, but I mean, we won't be in this physical anymore again, and we're gonna go back to fully non-physical again. So even if you miss them in the physical, know that that is not forever. That is not forever. And you can devote your life to living as joyous as possible again in their honor. You can appreciate the years, the months, the days that you had together now. You can appreciate the loved ones that are still around you now. Look for the good stuff. I remembered a story of a mother that lost her 6-year-old daughter. And again, although she was grieving, although everything, she was celebrating the life and was thankful for those 6 years that she got to spend with her child. And not many people would go for that path, but they would just, which again, she would even have the full right to moan, but what do you want to do from that? Do you want to appreciate and celebrate the fact that you had them in your life, which is better than not having them at all, and devote your life to truly in their honor, or just being miserable? When I think from my point of view, if I love someone, I want them to feel happy. I don't want them to feel sad. I don't want them to feel miserable. I want them to have peace, and I want them to have joy. And a person that loves you, even if maybe their ego prevent them in the physical to maybe express that, know that everyone wishes that. And then in the non-physical, we don't have those low vibrations. We have pure love, joy, appreciation. So you can always choose, even now, if you haven't done so far, I'll live my life to the fullest in your honor. I'll be happy in your honor. I'll celebrate life in your honor. I'll appreciate every time that you spent, and I'll make sure I show it and express it and live my life like that. So yeah, trust the divine, whatever it is, the word that you use. But when the SHIT hits the fan, that's when you need to trust the most. But again, you have the power. Always remember that. You also have the power. Read the situation. What is in this situation gonna give me more better vibration? I'll maybe more relief. I see someone is using me. There are a lot of people who see other people are using them and they still allow it. Why am I allowing this? So work on yourself. Trust the process. Trust the universe, God, source. Truly. Sit in silence if you need to discuss with yourself around certain situations. Write what you want to happen. Ask for help. Angels are always there. We just need to ask for help. We need to allow them to help us. So I'm really hoping this video helped. Like I said, I had so many things to say. I couldn't write down in a comment. This is why. 43.5 minutes of what? So have the best day ever. Have the best life ever. May the best yet be there in front of you. And when you reach that stage, I really hope that you will, sending you high vibrations so that you can live happily ever after. Love you so much. See you next time. Bye.